Parashat Yitro. There's a very famous Gemara in Masechet Shabbat that discusses the events that took place by Matan Torah. Matan Torah is the greatest event in the history of the world, where Hashem came down on Har Sinai to give Am Yisrael the Torah. And the Pasuk says, Vayityatzvu betachtit hahar, that Am Yisrael stood under the mountain, on the bottom of the mountain. So the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat says, what does that mean? They stood by the bottom of the mountain? Melamed, says the Gemara, it teaches us Shekafa HaKadosh Baruch Hu Alehem Har Kegigit, that Hashem took the mountain Har Sinai and He put it over them like a person would put a barrel over somebody, and He told them, if you accept the Torah, mutav, good, everything will be fine. Ve'im lav, but if you don't accept the Torah, sham tehe kevuratchem, over there will be your burial. In other words, it sounds simply like Hashem was forcing them by putting the mountain on top of them to say, either say yes or else. The question is, what does it mean that He put on them the mountain like a barrel, like a gigit? What do we need a mashal, a parable for this? It should just say, God took the mountain and put it on top of them and threatened them. What does it mean? He put a mountain kegigit, like a barrel. What's so unique about a barrel? Or when you pressure someone with a barrel to put it on top of him? The answer is that God wasn't necessarily threatening them with death. He wasn't saying, if you don't accept the Torah, I'm going to drop the mountain on you and you will die. That's not the type of burial that the Gemara is talking about. Rather, it's a burial of a person who has a barrel on top of him. Can a person survive with a barrel on top of him? The answer is yes. If you take a person and put a big barrel on top of them, they can survive. They will live. But they don't have a lot to do. They have nowhere to move. They're confined. They become very, very isolated. They don't have much to accomplish. They live in a kind of a dead end in all corners. God was telling our people, if you don't accept the Torah, yeah, you could live. You will be physically alive in this world, but you will live a life of a person in a barrel, a life of confinement, a life of emptiness, a life where there is nowhere to go and nothing to accomplish, a life that has no worthiness to it. That's what it says in the beginning of Parashat Re'eh. Moshe Rabbeinu tells the Jewish people, Re'eh anochi noten lifnechem hayom beracha uklala. He tells Am Yisrael, look, I am giving to you today beracha, blessing, and kelala, the opposite of blessing. Rav Samson Farel Hirsch explains, what does the word beracha mean? He says it comes from the word berecha. Berecha we know means a pool, running water. Berech is the knee of the person. What does beracha have to do with the knee or with running water? He says that beracha means you have a life where you're moving forward. When a person moves forward, he bends the knees and starts moving. The Torah gives a person a life to march forward, to accomplish, to get a full experience in this life and to get the maximum out of this world. The opposite is a kilala. Where does the word kilala come from? It comes from the word kal. Kal means light. Something as light as empty. The curse in this world, the biggest curse you can find, is a life of emptiness. A life where a person feels unaccomplished. He feels alone. He feels empty. Says Moshe Rabbeinu, Hashem is giving every one of us the opportunity for beracha, the opportunity to have a life of great accomplishments and fulfillment, where you're moving forward all the time. You're growing. You're getting wiser. You're getting better. You're accumulating. Or you have a life of kilala, kal, emptiness, of nothing. A life where all you do is eat and eat again, and then drink and drink again, and then sleep and sleep again, and you find a vacation spot to go to, and then sometime later you find another spot to go to. That's if you can afford it. Where you're looking for the next car, or the next house, or the next toy, or the next phone. And life is basically one big round of emptiness, round and round. Not very different from the animals, who also eat and drink and sleep. That's a life of kilala, kal. Hashem says, this mountain is like a gigit, like a barrel. If you don't accept the Torah, you'll have a life of emptiness. You have the Torah, you have a life of beracha. The Pasuk says in Mishleh, Ish mahsor ohev simcha. A person who is empty, he loves simcha. The Gaon explains that this means when a person is empty, he's always searching for something else to make him happy. He needs the new item to be excited about. He needs the new house to live for. He needs the new vacation to bring a smile to his face. Ish mahsor, a person who's empty, ohev simcha. He's always looking for the next great item. This is what the famous Midrash says, that the Mesillat Yesharim brings. Vegam hanefesh lo timaleh, which means the soul of a human cannot be filled Doesn't mean it can't be filled. It means it can't be filled with physical items. We have a soul. We have a neshama that is very precious. And this neshama needs nutrition. For the physical body, nutrition is milk and cereal and bagels and water. For the neshama, it also needs nutrition. And you can't fill it up with physical items. The Midrash brings a beautiful mashal, a famous mashal. It talks about a girl who was a princess. She was the daughter of the king, and she grew up in the palace of the king. The palace of the king is beautiful, all with gold and silver and diamonds. Chefs always on call to prepare the most delicious food. And it was time to find her a shidduch, to find her a husband. And they found this farmer. Very, very sweet man. And they told him, you know, the princess is looking for a shidduch. Maybe she will marry you. He said, in fact, we'll set up a meeting. We'll set up a date. She'll come visit you in 2 weeks from now. Prepare something for her. Get her excited. And maybe you have a chance to be the next prince. This farmer is so excited. This is a chance of a lifetime. He has his little shack that he lives in. He looks at the shack and says, this dirty shack? How is this princess going to walk in here and be happy with this shack? I can't show her this. Look at the mess. Look at the walls. Look at the food that I have. Old, rotten food. There's no way she's going to be happy with this. So the next 2 weeks, he spends on getting his shack to be the most beautiful shack that any farmer has ever seen. He buys paint and he paints the walls beautifully. He cleans up all the furniture. He shines it up. He goes out and he buys the best food that he could find according to his ability. He stays in the kitchen for 2 days, cooking and preparing. Cleans everything up. Clean, beautiful. Now it's the day before she's going to come. He looks around the shack and he says, what a beauty. What a shack this is. She's going to come here. She's going to be I've never seen a shack like this. Gorgeous. And he's so excited. He's waiting for her to come and to see. And the food that he made. Once she eats it, she's going to, wow. And she comes in the next day. And he's there waiting. And she comes in and he's looking at her to see what she's going to say. She comes in and she looks around. And she sits down and she bursts out crying. Crying, crying. Not from happiness. And he's sitting there and he's looking at her and she's crying and he's looking around and he can't understand. Why is she crying? What's going on? He's never seen such a beautiful place in his whole life. What is she crying? Somebody pulls him over and tells him, let me explain to you. He says, this girl, she's a princess. She grew up in a palace. Her walls are made of gold. Her food is prepared fresh every moment by expert chefs. Everything is always perfect where she comes from. And the top of the line, he says, you did a good job with your shack, but you can never, ever give her anything that will compare to what she's used to. Nothing you give her will be able to satisfy her. Says the Midrash, this is the situation of every single person in this world. We are a beautiful neshama. Our neshama comes from God, from under the kiseh hakavod, under the throne of God. You know how beautiful it is? You know how special it is to be living under the kiseh, under the chair, the throne of God? Of course, in a spiritual sense. The simha of being around Hashem. That's where our neshama comes from. From a world of truth, a world of emet, a world of kindness, a world of greatness. And then the neshama comes to this world. And the neshama has a partner. It has a shidduch with the body, with the physical body. And the body says, he tells the neshama, I see you're hungry. I see you want something. We all are hungry. We're always looking for something. That's why in Masechet Ava Kama that we're learning, when it says in the Mishnah, Mav'eh is Adam, according to one opinion. What makes an Adam a Mav'eh? What does it mean he's Mav'eh? Mav'eh is the one who wants. Humans always want more. A person has $100, he says, wow, beautiful. If I can get 200, I'll be so happy. I can't wait to have 200. And he gets 200 and he says, no. If I have 400, I'm going to be happy. I remember when I was young, I would think if I could make $500 a week, that would be so great. I would be so happy. And then you make $500 a week. You say, if I could make $1,000 a week, I'd be so happy. And you make $1,000. If I could make $2,000, that would be so great. The more you get in life, the hungrier you become. Mav'eh. The human is always looking for more. No matter how much he puts in, he's never full. Just as you think you have it, all of a sudden you become starving again. You think you got the pleasures, you're hungry again. Why? Says the Midrash, because our neshama is a princess who comes from a very high place. And the hunger comes from our neshama. And what do we do as a partner, as the body? We say, oh, look at the shack. Here, pizza. That's going to make you happy. Here, a vacation. That's going to make you happy. Here, a car. Oh, that's going to do it. Here, a phone. Maybe that'll do it. And we do this our entire life. And the neshama says, no. Wrong item. That's not what I'm looking for. And the hunger just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And the emptiness continues and continues. Just like a person living inside a gigit, a barrel. He just goes in circles, but there's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to expand. The neshama feels like it's stuck in the corner. Moshe Rabbeinu tells Am Yisrael, Re'eh, look, open your eyes. Look at the humanity around you. Look, see how people are always chasing more and more and more. And so many disappointments. And so much emptiness. And so much unhappiness. Re'eh, look! I'm giving you beracha. I'm giving you an opportunity to live a life that's always moving forward. That's satisfying. That you sleep at night and say, the neshama says, thank you. That felt good. You ever do a kindness? You ever help somebody? Give someone money? Help someone across the street? Carry boxes for an old lady? Visit someone at the hospital? Visit an old age home? How good does that feel when you make someone feel good? Doesn't make sense. You gave them money. Why do you feel good? You lost. You spend your time with someone. It's your time. Why do you feel good? Because when you do something good, you're giving nutrition to the neshama. Just like when you're hungry and you eat, you feel good. When the neshama eats its nutrients, which is hesed, emet, Torah, mitzvot, feels good. It feels satisfied, but a different kind of satisfaction. It's a satisfaction that stays. A satisfaction that wants more now. I want more of the same. If I learn a nice Gemara, a nice Tosfot, I want to continue. I want more of the same. In the physical world, you eat something once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. After the 5th time, I got sick of it already. How many times am I going to eat steak every day? I can't take it. I need something else. But in Ruhaniyut and spirituality, it's not like that. You do something good, you help people, you want to help more. You learn Torah, you want to learn more. You want more of the same, not different. Because that's nutrition of the soul. Ish mahsor, a person who's empty. Ohev simha. He's always looking for the next party. If you want a sign how empty or full you are, that's the sign. If you're looking for the next party, the next great happiness, the next great item, the next great moment, and you're always searching for that, Ish mahsor means the neshama that we have is empty. None of us want to live our life under a barrel. That's what the opportunity of Torah gives every single person. To expand our lives in a serious, happy, satisfactory way.